What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. Wanted to make a quick video for you, just an update to a previous video that I made. We had a video up right there where we talked about the Apex Gen 5 Glock triggers for the Glock 17 not being available. I was really bummed out when I first got this pistol because the first thing I wanted to do was upgrade this horrible, grindy trigger that's actually not that bad right now, but take up. I just didn't really like it. It was a lot worse than it is right now. It was pretty grindy. It felt like kind of like a high point type of trigger, and just not even trying to break balls or anything, but it was pretty bad. So immediately I went to looking for an Apex trigger because I asked in the comment section, what do you guys think? I don't know much about Glocks. You guys responded, 95% of you, 90% of you said Apex. There was a couple other companies that came up. I talked to some of my friends. Half of them said, don't do anything, wear it in. The other half said change something in one way, shape, or form. A lot of them said Apex triggers, some said other triggers, some said just change certain parts of the trigger. And then a couple people, you know, they raised good questions of why do you want to change it? What are you doing with the gun? And I said, well, really, it's just kind of a tester gun, and I'm kind of testing it to see what Glock does long term under a lot of use. And I'm going to reload some hot ammunition and things like that. But I'm also just wanting to learn Glock, so I want to take it to class, and I want to, you know, some of the things that I do with it, just regular shooting, I just want to shoot with it. I have a lot of Smith & Wessons, and I've been shooting them for years. I have 1911s, and I've been shooting them for years. I never really got into SIG, just because I didn't, and I never really got into any other firearms, HK or anything else. I never really got into the Berettas, so pretty much Smith & Wesson and 1911s are my go-to guns, and revolvers of all types. So I figured I'd give Glock a fair chance. Now, with all that said, this gun is getting broken in pretty well. I've got a couple hundred rounds through it at least right now. I gotta actually look back, but the trigger is getting much better. Like I said, it's not terrible. I showed you. I'll try to get it real close. So the grind is out. It still has the wall to get over. Take up, wall, and then the grind is actually out of the reset. It's just a normal snap now, but it was a pretty terrible grind. So that's out of there now, and a lot of you told me that that would actually happen. Thank you for that information, and you're correct. So just shooting it, you do actually, I guess I'm learning, you do have to break in a Glock trigger a little bit. So when you're at the gun shop, if you're not familiar with this, as I was not familiar with this, if you go to the gun shop and you get a brand new Glock and you pull it out of the case, and the first thing you do is crank on the trigger, and you think that's a horrible trigger, just like I pretty much did. It's going to be, I think, in a lot of them. Probably not all of them. There's varying degrees of crappiness probably, but I think you really do just have to shoot them, and that's kind of reasonable for what it is. They don't come with super competition triggers installed. Now, again, saying that now, I don't think I want to change the trigger for the reason of when you do change triggers or any internal parts, a lot of times you run the risk of creating a gun malfunction problem. The gun can become unreliable with light primer strikes and things like that. I don't want that to happen with this gun. I want to give Glock a fair chance, and I want to learn actually the stock Glock for what it's worth. If I really want to change it out in the future, I guess I always can, but for now, I don't see the reason to. I shoot it pretty well. If you just take your time and use your fundamentals, you'll get pretty good shots. We already proved in another video, right here I think I'll put it up, the gun's actually very accurate. So I'm assuming the trigger is just going to get a little bit better, at least a little bit better. I don't have a huge round count through it, but just using it and getting used to it, I think that it's going to work. Like I said, I can change it in the future. Let me know what you think about how many rounds actually it takes before it's kind of done breaking in. Like I said, I think I have about 200, but what does it take? 500 rounds for you Glock guys that actually know? Let me know what you think. But I don't think I want to change it. I don't want to make it unreliable because every gun that I have is for defense. Every gun should be for defense in my opinion, but this thing stays loaded in a certain place just in case it's needed. I don't want to change the reliability. I do plan on carrying it sometimes just to see what it's like to carry. Again, don't want to change reliability. I might you know, need it someday, and I don't want that thing to light strike. So I want to give Glock a fair chance all the way through so that I don't have any sideways reason to go ahead and complain about it. I'm sure the Glock fans will appreciate that, and the Glock haters might be disappointed that I'm not going to try to handicap this thing. But anyway, we're going to keep it stock. Let me know what you think. We're going to have more videos on this. I'm going to try to do, of course, a lot more gel testing, but I also want to compare this to other guns. I want to actually shoot it next to the M&P a little bit, see what they actually feel like when you put hand in hand, one in the other, see how that goes. See about accuracy, if I can get different kind of groups out of them. I think it's going to be about the same though. Thanks for watching this video. Hope to see you next time. Until we see you next time, stay safe, have fun, and keep shooting. Maybe you can hear it. The neighbor's shooting right now. America.